weren't even recording. Oh, it's funny shit.
All right, we're back. 109 episode. He's Nelson.
And he's Neil.
And we are the Nobody's Podcast, bringing it back to you. What's going on, everybody? We got a lot to catch up on. Sorry we missed you last week, but...
they don't know that based on when we...
Nobody knows, yeah, and no one gives a fuck either, so let's not worry too much about it. But we got a lot of shit to talk about, so let's get right into it. Let's start with the kickoff. And speaking of fucking kickoffs, I need to show you this.
All right.
A little bit of controversy in the NFL this week. In particular, the game between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Baltimore Ravens.
Okay.
And the Steelers just ended up scoring, and they kick off to the Ravens. The Ravens got a really good kick return guy, Jacoby Jones.
Okay.
He was the guy on Dancing with the Stars. If you don't remember, but basically, I'm going to show Nelson the footage. The Steelers kick off. Yeah, the Steelers kick off the ball. Jones gets the ball and starts heading up the sideline.
Okay.
And guess who's going to make the tackle?
Jessica Simpson.
The fucking head coach!
No way! Of the other team? Or his own team?
The Steelers head coach.
Oh, what is that?
Accidentally on purpose. And as we slow down, and we're showing a back view now. This is a view that most people haven't seen. Watch him. You tell me, because he says, I'll tell you what he says after the game. He even comes in before he goes back out, doesn't he? Who does that? Have you ever seen anything like that in your whole life? What a despicable act.
What?
Of
and he had his back turned to make it look like he didn't know the guy was coming.
Okay, you know the Jumbotrons at each game?
Yeah.
He said he was positioning himself, and he always watches from the Jumbotron because he has a better view of the game when he watches it on there. And he goes, clearly I lost my, where I was.
Right. Clearly.
So when you show this back fucking view, is it not?
It looks so deliberate.
Is it so deliberate?
Because he timed it perfectly to get out of the way, but get onto the field first.
He positioned himself, you see him in this video, positioned himself against the line with 1 foot already on the field. And further to that, as Jacoby Jones gets closer, about 3 yards away from him, he sticks 1 foot in and then pushes off and goes out.
Act like it was some kind of surprise reaction.
And to top it all, here's the cherry on top. Moments later, NBC has coverage of him smiling at the Jumbotron.
Oh my God.
Totally and knowingly,
that's
having
messed up, man.
So rumor has it, and we're just waiting on this right now. That game was last Thursday, American Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody!
Yeah, everybody in the States.
To our American brethren. Rumor has it they're going to fine him a 6-figure fine,
really?
So in the hundreds of thousands, and quite possibly take a draft pick from the Steelers, who could really use a draft pick next year.
And so what's his defense? So is he saying that he
lost his... He was disoriented and he got caught up.
Disoriented? What the hell? Was he drinking on the sidelines? I've never seen anything like that before, man.
And
I've seen refs fucking up plays, but never a coach.
Well, oddly enough, last year there was a case similar to that where the Jets staff positioned themselves intentionally close to the sideline too.
Okay.
And a guy, one of the strength and conditioning coaches or something, deliberately kneed a player who fell out of bounds. The guy ended up getting hurt.
Oh.
So they fired that guy. This is the head coach, though. This is the head honcho.
What the hell, man?
Yeah, stupid. So anyway,
that guy would have scored a touchdown too.
That's what they say, but I mean, he did get caught. But it's
he got caught because he had to cut in.
Exactly. In my opinion, I agree.
If he didn't cut in, he would have fucking kept going straight. But they wouldn't have caught him.
I just want to let you know the fucking delusion on people when they're so intensely into their team. Oh. You got to hear the commentary and the blogging that. It wasn't on purpose. They continually play it down, right? And then the Ravens ended up winning that game.
Okay,
but
so at least
and that's always the cover up. Like if they lost, it would have been a bigger deal. Blah blah blah.
But dude got a touchdown taken away from him from his stat record.
Pretty much, and the referees have the right, if they make the call, to actually award the points if they see fit.
Then they didn't?
They didn't even make the call. In fact, he even got in the way of one of the referees, too.
But is it... Okay, wait. Are we at playoffs or some shit?
They're fighting for playoffs.
That's what it was.
They're division rivals too. I mean, like, it's very important to win games against teams in your own division.
Yeah.
So, anyways, what a disgrace to the black and yellow. But what isn't a disgrace? I mean, in a losing effort, our Ticats lost the Grey Cup last week, 45-20.
They got destroyed, eh?
Yeah, they did. They got munched, but you know what? Congratulations, great season. What are you gonna do? You go into their lair in their house.
I knew, like, 5 minutes in that they were gonna lose for whatever reason. The way they were, I don't know, like, I'm not an expert,
like
but
the demeanor, how they
the way they were carrying themselves, just like the way the initial plays were going down. It was just like something in the air. I don't know. I was just sensing like they weren't there that day. They didn't show up. I don't know how the rest of the season's been going.
It was it was a quite an accomplishment for them to make it in there. Let's face it.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Going back to this fucking crazy coach.
Yeah, Mike Tomlin.
Did the player freak out at the end of that play?
He did. He pointed. He got up and he started pointing at the sideline.
Okay. Yeah.
But you know, at that point, heat of the battle. Yeah, and you let your coach kind of take on arguments, because you don't want to get flagged either. Yeah. That would be a total shame. So they're just waiting now on deliberation.
Oh, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, but when they talk about 6-figure fine and a draft pick, like that's pretty fucking costly.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, on most teams, the Steelers are pretty faithful to their people. Most teams would fire their fucking coach for that. Let's face it, because that's pretty bad.
That's gonna fuck up the next season,
it's
right?
It's player safety. Yeah, big time, because they get so few high draft picks. And you know what? Here, add to this the irony: he's on the competition committee.
Oh my!
So he's all about fair play and rule.
Oh my! You know all the irony. His reaction about jumping into the field before jumping out reminds me of, like, when you're coming down the street and some idiot jumps onto the street and you're like barreling down.
Yes.
And they realize you're coming and they fucked up, like they weren't supposed to be crossing the street.
They should have crossed the beginning.
Because it's green light type of thing.
Same thing, that hesitation.
And when they stop and they look at you like deer in the headlights look, it's like, get the fuck out of the way. Stopping where you are is not going to fix these.
But who to get out of the way goes in and then backs out?
But it's not like, it's not like he's surprised that fucking a player is coming down the play. Why would you look at the... You know how many times players get tackled and they like hit people on the sidelines? You would think you would be watching the players coming down, right?
What would happen? They hit cameramen, they hit cameramen, linemen, referees.
Yeah. So why in the world would he be looking away from the play?
Because he says he was watching the dump.
Does he do that at all the other times? I bet he doesn't.
He tried. He said he does. He said he does it. It's all a load of shit.
Isn't there a jumbotron in the middle of the field too, though?
No, not in there. It was in the field, right? But it's
brutal, man.
Really deliberate, and his discussion in the post-game conference is pretty pathetic. And I think it's worse that he lied to everybody. Because
of course, it's so obvious. That
in the NFL, we talked about this, buddy. There's 40 cameras. It's not like the CFL. Go to camera 2. What the fuck are you talking about? There's no camera 2. Go back to camera 1.
He called in sick.
We never left the camera 1. Kicking off today, black and yellow, a little bit of a disgrace.
So black and yellow for the States and black and yellow for Hamilton Ticats.
Yeah, pretty fucking sad. So I just want to touch base while we were on the Thanksgiving thing. Do you ever YouTube Black Friday freakouts?
I was on YouTube.
Isn't that the most fucked up thing?
I was on YouTube yesterday, and on the front page there was something about Walmart. Okay. Black Friday at Walmart or something.
Like people freaking out, right?
Yeah, like fights or whatever.
Yeah.
And I didn't watch it because I thought this is going to be pathetic.
It is. Isn't that your reaction?
There's actually a website that tracks the death tolls of Black Friday.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Like how many people were injured, how many people died. That's it. Crazy Walmart.
Okay, we are going to watch now.
6 million views already.
6,333,000 views.
And Black Friday only been like 4 days ago.
Check it out. Crazy Walmart Black Friday 2013. And it is a frenzy. And
what are they fighting for? Is that an Xbox?
That's always the problem, right? It's like they're fighting over shit that is fucking... It's like... I saw once where they were fighting over dish towels.
No way.
Yeah, I swear to God. Another was maybe like digital frames. You know, like...
yeah. You know, that was like, big like 10 years ago.
But it wasn't that long. It was like last year. And people fighting. Like, look at this.
Oh, what the hell?
Chicks fighting, cops there. Like, this cop's putting like a guillotine choke on.
Why is she doing that to that woman? She's not even fighting back.
I have no idea. What's with that cop? These cops are using every excuse to, like, UFC these people.
But why? She had a product, so now they're, like, destroying the product. Did she rip it off of somebody's hands or something?
I think so.
Why are they fighting her?
It's not uncommon, right?
She's not even fighting back, and they're, like, beating the shit out of her.
It's just crazy. So, crazy Walmart Black Friday fight for TV.
Oh, man, I would never go to Walmart in the States on Black Friday.
You know what it is? They were going at it for a 23-inch TV. Like...
look, that chick's freaking out about the woman filming. Did you see that?
I watched another one where this guy was in the same kind of bird's eye view, and they're like, "You're filming this, we're kicking you out." That's it.
Yeah, oh well, man. Yeah, big deal. The fucking film is the damage is done already.
What we're seeing a lot here in Canada is they're starting to introduce Black Friday.
Yeah, and Cyber Monday.
Yeah, was big. But today
today is Cyber Monday. Happy Cyber Monday, everyone.
Your shopping experience. Yeah, bust out your credit cards. A quick note: the dollar is now down to about 94 cents. I believe.
Is it the Canadian dollar?
Yeah.
Oh, I got to transfer my U.S. money then.
Oh, there.
My $200 U.S. money.
I should get a commission for. I should get a commission for saving some bones.
I'll give you the $2 that I got. I'll be happy with
just give me the savings. Yeah, then it will be worth it.
Yeah. By the time I pay my banking fees, I'll be at like fucking $95.
I've heard though that the ideal between the Canadian and the U.S. dollar should be 80%. That we should really be on 80 cents on a dollar.
That's the glory days.
For healthy, yeah.
I remember those days.
Then we're going to get supposedly more international people coming in buying the resources.
Yeah.
Well, that aside, anyways, what's your experience with Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and just shopping in Christmas in general? It's that time.
I wait kind of to the last minute, unless I know like that Sandra wants something or somebody I know wants something specific.
Yeah.
Then I'll go out and get it. I don't do the whole Cyber Monday or fucking Black Friday because I can't stand crowds. Like, I would rather pay more money than deal with the crowds. Like, Boxing Day, I boycotted 3 years ago. I will not go out on Boxing Day.
Oh, I haven't gone in years. Yep.
Anywhere near a shopping mall or anything. The other day we were at Yorkdale and it was a freaking mess. It took us like a half hour to find a parking spot.
Oh, Yorkdale's always like that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And now they got the new shopping mall, the outlets near the 401.
Right. What do you call those again?
The premium outlets.
American style ones, right? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because it's the same company that's got the Vegas premium.
Well, that one actually is the same one as the Grove City ones that we talk about.
Yeah, that's right.
They own a ton of them.
So they're right at the edge of the 401. Mm-hmm. So I don't even want to be near the 401 right now. Because it's bad enough. The 401 is probably the worst North American highway. Mm-hmm. And then you put a goddamn shopping outlet, a huge one, right outside one of the exits. You know that those lanes are going to be backed up.
It's ridiculous.
Waiting to get there.
And it's the ideal spot for them.
Yeah, but not for logistically anybody else.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the craziness is too much. It begins, the whole experience, sum it up. I gotta fucking have a coffee before I go, and I don't drink coffee.
I gotta go in there with a fucking machine gun.
I gotta calm my nerves, okay? Yeah. Before I even get in the fucking mall, drivers are just like they've never driven before.
Yeah.
It's just that whole like mentality that there's nothing around you.
And then there's those jackasses who go back to their car and they fucking sit in their car with their lights on. Texting. So you think that
you're coming out, yeah.
But they're fucking texting or calling someone.
I never.
Why don't you get out of the goddamn?
I never follow people to get into spots. I don't give a shit because they take too long. You're gonna hold people up behind you. I hate that shit.
Fuck them. I had a guy freaking on the phone, and I walked up to him. I'm like, "Are you leaving?" He's like, "Yeah, but I'm on the phone." I'm like, "But you don't need to be in this fucking parking spot on the phone. You can drive to the opposite side of the parking lot and park your fucking car in some corner, jackass."
Nelson wanted the spot bad.
Fucking right.
That way.
Jesus Christ, man. Fucking jackass.
Well, I need a freaking Tony Montana says, I need a fucking Quaalude just to calm down, because when people pop out, when they pop out of their parking spots without looking, and especially the mall here up on the mountain, notorious for, and it's a private parking lot, so if you get in a fucking accident done, right? There, you don't call no police. They don't give a shit.
This new outlet mall, I don't know why, but they've been closing off like half of the entrances to it, and then the jackass police officers. Yeah, you guys don't know what my plate is, so you can track me down. I just called you.
They know your name. They're gonna find you.
Yeah. These jackass police officers are blocking the lane, and then the one guy is standing in the middle of the road, pointing at the cars to keep moving. Yeah, you think? Where is the car gonna go? Obviously, they're gonna keep moving forward. That's what the road's for. So why are you on the middle of the road blocking a third lane? Like, get the fuck out of the way so traffic can move, dude.
Shit, organization that doesn't make sense and ends up being disorganized.
One year it took me, with the winter, 2.5 hours to get from work. And my work is a 20-minute drive. Yeah. And do you know why?
Doesn't surprise me.
Instead of whoever the fuck is in charge of calling the snowplows, they called the cops. And the cops were out blocking roads everywhere. So nobody could get anywhere. And you're like, shouldn't the plows be out fucking clearing the road?
Why did they call the cops? Were there accidents?
No. Oh. They were just blocking everywhere, so all these cars had nowhere to go because cops were blocking the road.
And cop cars,
I've never seen anything like it.
On bad weather days, are just magnets for people's eyes.
And then there's that.
To watch that and not actually drive.
So it's like...
But don't you get stressed out driving down rows and rows of cars and then cars turning out of those rows to pop their fucking nose out?
The first time when I used to do the HOV lane,
right,
I was fucking deathly afraid to drive down it because you're barreling down at 100. Everybody else is at a dead stop, and you know that somebody just wants to
get in there. Oh yeah,
fucking just like
rifle in there.
You're gonna hammer them because you're doing 100, they're doing 20 to get into your lane. Right?
I'm surprised how many people don't use the HOV. It's just ridiculous that you have 3 other lanes full of cars of single drivers.
Because you have to have multiple drivers.
Yeah, like no carpooling ever happens. Like, but I guess that's too inconvenient. We'd rather
because then you gotta
fuck the planet.
Yeah.
Okay, when I get in Christmas Day shopping, this is how I do it.
Yeah.
I'm like a doctor in there. I'm a surgeon. I know what I'm going to get. I know where I'm going to get it. I even take the parking closest to the stores I need to go. I'll even research malls with the stores that I need so I don't have to go. Because growing up, my parents were the type to go to, if there were sales going on at different grocery stores, they're going to go to fucking 4 grocery stores.
Yeah, and then they spend the gas money on the
all day. Yeah, you know what I mean? It doesn't cancel out, right? It just fucking put the money on gas, save money on the groceries. You're still up. Like, you're still out of pocket, right?
Yeah.
So I just hate that shit. And if I could Google the least busy shopping day of the week, I'll go to that extent and find out. If you tell me it's Tuesday morning, I will go Tuesday morning to the most obscure mall with the stores that I need. I'm in, I'm out, and that's it.
You do all the math, eh?
Oh, it's worth it because one thing that pisses me off is when I do go out and it is busy and it's a busy cashier, busy this, you have to expect it. Saturday afternoon groceries, go fuck yourself. Walmart, it's gonna happen.
You know what? If I walked into that Walmart that we just were watching with those fucking idiots fighting,
you gotta walk out.
There's no way I'd even get into the parking lot. I would see how many cars. Exactly. Just imagine the wait to get into the lot and then to push in and grab a television and then wait in 100.
And then you gotta wait in line
to pay for this fucking TV to save $100.
And it's the people that have the nerve to complain about those conditions
that are causing this.
Yeah, and then they voice their problem with the lineups. I'm like, buddy, this is your fucking bed.
I would look at that Walmart parking lot and I'd be like, there's no way I'm going near that shit.
Yeah, this is your shit pile. Deal with it, buddy.
If I walked in, those are all people like at cash registers. It look like fighting.
Yeah,
I would be like, no, there's no way I'm going anywhere near that.
It's insane. So
I'm the opposite of you. You know what I do? And when I get into
you want to go when it's busy?
No. When I get into a mall. The first open space, I don't care how far it is, even if it's got to be across the goddamn street.
Right.
I'll park the car and get my extra exercise to walk the block.
Oh my God.
Go to the store just to not freaking be near that shit.
I'm telling you, man, this is the theme song when I'm in there. I'm just
this is my No way. I prefer something like Slipknot or something when I'm in those situations.
Oh, you go in there like a gangbuster. Yeah, but Christmas is coming, folks, and don't go fucking crazy.
Yeah. On Boxing Day, you can't even return shit anyway, so why even go?
Yeah, exactly. So,
fuck. Those are the craziest rules, eh? Pants don't fit, so I just got them on Christmas, so I want to exchange them before everybody else buys that goddamn pair of pants.
Oh, you're out, buddy. Forget it.
So
take the gift card or take the cash.
No shit. Stores like fucking Le Chateau or whatever come up with this bullshit. No returns until like New Year's. Yep. So now that pair of pants is gone.
Well, I don't know what to say, but
I just gotta let go.
The way shit is now, I'm happy to get gift cards and cash. You know what? That's
I know. Eh?
Besides, but I'm the type here. This is it for me. It's like I would rather get what I want than you surprise me and make you feel good. About surprising me, you're an asshole. Especially if it's not something I really wanted. Yeah, well, I don't buy me something that I never asked for, and you speculated that I needed it, and when I don't use it, don't get fucking angry at me. How about you get me something I want?
I didn't ask for that. You know what I do all the time?
Oh, it's the thought that counts. Well, think about what I want and
do it. What I do, I drop hints, right? Like, oh, I need this, but I'm gonna wait because. I'll wait till the new year or whatever. Because it's like, I want you to buy that for me, so I don't have to go out and buy it. And then the worst part is, when they don't listen, they give you all this other shit, you don't get that one thing. It's like, I only told you like 4 times, and that's what I want.
Well, now I think we're just,
Now we just sound like bitches. We're fucking miserable
bunch of fucking spoiled guys here.
Miserable old men.
Oh, man, what kind of childhood did we have? So I want to touch on something completely ironic and just fucking shocking. The missus and I are watching TV yesterday.
Yeah.
And she's checking out her Instagram, and boom, there it is. Sadly, Paul Walker, the main star in the Fast and the Furious franchise, died tragically in a car accident yesterday. So do you know anything about it?
Yeah, he was on his way to a freaking charity event.
Was he already there?
No, he was on his way to it.
No.
And he was the passenger.
Right.
But did you see the photos of that accident?
I saw.
Man, whoever was driving was fucking going fast.
No kidding.
Because that thing wrapped around that pole that it hit.
Yeah.
So it hit a pole and it caught on fire, right?
Yeah, it was a Porsche, right?
It was a Porsche. This thing looked like, when you go to the wreckers and they put the car into a box for recycling purposes?
Right.
That's what this car looked like, man.
Come on.
Fucking got right there it is. There's a picture.
Oh my god.
The thing looks like it got squished by one of those machines, basically. Thing was in rough shape, man. So whoever was driving, look at that.
Oh my god. Yeah, you gotta see it.
Not to blame anyone, but that guy had totally to be going really fast.
Well, I understand. Okay, so December 1st, sorry.
And then did the pole hit the car, land on the car or something?
Supposedly it did. I heard it was not racing, supposedly.
Okay.
The guy who was with him in the driver's seat was his manager.
Oh, okay.
Who they both own a luxury, soup up your car fucking place, and he was a race car driver too. So he had a history of it.
So he's probably testing it out or something.
Who knows, right?
Either way, it's fucked up. The guy's only 40 years old too, eh?
Exactly. So what was that, yesterday? 3:30? Apparently they hit 4 poles and 4 trees, and then the pole fell on the car and then rolled off and then caught fire and that was it.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So it's just, and especially when you hear Paul Walker, you think Fast and the Furious. What do you think? How? And then the next question, how'd he die? Is just
it's ironic,
fucking tragic. So, it begs the question: are we going to hear from those people that are like, "Oh, well, you know what? He fucking lived a risky lifestyle." So,
I don't know though. You never really heard about him getting in trouble with cops. He's kind of like a low key celebrity. You know what I mean? You didn't really hear about him getting into drug use or fucking partying up a storm or any of that shit. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? He was on his way to a charity foundation that he had.
Well, I thought he was at it, and then he left, and then he was going to come back. What they were doing is the charity was to raise money for the Philippines, the disaster in the Philippines, right? I mean, he founded apparently a foundation in 2010 that in particular helped people.
Just World Reach, right? That's what it was called before.
Yeah, well, in particular, it's for areas devastated by natural disasters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so, but tragic. 40 years old. He has a young daughter who he leaves behind.
Yeah.
And actually, he had a movie. He's got a couple movies.
Well, they were filming The Fast and the Furious
7, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's got 2 of them coming out. One just came out hours, I heard.
Yeah, it's coming out like next week or something.
Yeah.
So, I wonder what they're going to do about the storyline now.
Well, supposedly it's filmed. Most of it's done.
Oh, is it?
But it's going to be tough.
See, he kept the car that he drove in the Fast and the Furious too. Eh?
Did he really?
Yeah, he's big into this kind of stuff too.
For sure.
So, I'm not surprised that he would be like,
oh, here it is,
driving fast or whatever.
Fast and Furious proved unusually enduring. Or at least in May, Fast and Furious 6 was the most lucrative, grossing $780 million worldwide. So it's an international, movie, obviously success. 7th installment began in September.
So they only
planned for release in July, and it was on break, and more shooting needed to be done. So no word on what's going to happen the rest of the way. And there you go. Yeah, he had a 15-year-old daughter.
I remember when Brandon Lee died when they were shooting The Crow. Remember that movie?
Yeah,
they CGI'd or animated the rest.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Basically.
They did, and that wasn't really a time when it was like really great effects to begin with.
But yeah, it's kind of fucked up because there's a whole respect thing too, right?
Yeah,
like the guy just died. Like respect to
remember Heath Ledger.
Yeah, but that was filmed already.
Right. That performance in Batman though is pretty. It's kind of like makes the hair on your arms stand up. He was brilliant in that, and
for sure.
Just to think that someone probably at the peak of their careers, if you think about it, and the tragedy hits, and it's just like you can think what a waste and what could have been. So
kind of morbid thought, but do you think that the Joker performance was looked at bigger because he was dead? Or do you think he would have got that attention anyways?
No, probably it was enhanced.
It was enhanced. Eh?
What do you think?
I kind of think it was enhanced, but it was a brilliant performance.
Absolutely, you can't take that away.
You can't. No, it's what really sucks. I mean, the guy, like you said, it was at the peak of his. He wasn't even into big studio movies either, because the one he did right after was like an indie film, almost like a low budget, eh? The one that he was filming when he died. I forget the name of it, but so it would have been. I would have been interesting to see what kind of roles he would have got after that. And I wonder if the Batman franchise would have brought Joker back for another movie.
Did they already do that in the past? Like where they brought back villains? I mean, with a performance that worthy, sure, they could always consider it.
Yeah.
But who knows? Like, the sky's the limit for someone like Heath Ledger, right? At that time when he put that out, right? And the same here, Paul Walker, when looking at his IMDb, he had Hours is coming up. Pawn Shop Chronicles is done, set to be released, and another Fast and the Furious 7 and another movie called Brick Mansions, right? Post-production. So there's the one that was done too. So we're still going to see some of his works yet. So we'll get the fan reaction and, we'll see what kind of performance he turns out in that too. And if that adds to his legacy, probably it will. Right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I mean, his roles weren't as deep, I guess you would say, as the other stuff, like Heath Ledger's performance. I don't think Paul Walker would ever get that
kind of accolade.
Well, he's kind of like he's a good actor. Don't get me wrong. Mm-hmm. I get screwed up anytime somebody that I follow or watch movies or like remotely my age dies. Because it's fuck, man.
Because you think of again, it's always that like what could have been.
Did you hear that? Right shortly after that, there was a report that Eddie Murphy died.
No.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Snowboarding. So right away I did a search and I'm like, only one website had the report.
So where did you hear
and
that?
So I thought it was bullshit. A buddy of mine texted me. And I thought, holy shit, like, what a fucked up weekend for celebrity deaths, right? And then, so when Paul Walker thing, when that happened, I thought it was fake at first too, but I saw all the reports that were coming out, and they were legitimate, like CNN and all this stuff, right? So then the Eddie Murphy thing, and there was only one, like, innocuous website that was talking about it. I'm like, this is
this wasn't recent, was it?
Yeah, it was like yesterday.
Well, this shows it as last year. Unless I'm reading this fucking wrong. Really? I just Googled Eddie Murphy dead or death. And,
the story that I was reading was like it was still in development, the story, but he died snowboarding. And I thought, this is going to sound really racist. But I thought, a black man snowboarding? I don't even think I've ever seen one.
Eddie Murphy.
And Eddie Murphy of all people. Can you imagine Eddie Murphy snowboarding? Like,
he's rich as fuck. This guy does all kinds of shit you wouldn't imagine.
I knew that story was fake because of how the death was reported.
Here, Eddie Murphy was victim of 2 death hoaxes, December 29th, 2011 and March 21st, 2012.
Oh, shit.
Holy fuck.
My buddy was looking up celebrity deaths or something?
Your buddy was,
Fuck, what about the third celebrity? There's maybe he's a victim of a third hoax, so he just hasn't reported.
The second one reduxed.
The third one didn't make enough impact.
The second one didn't make a splash, so they recycled it. Man, speed definitely kills. I'm telling you, I don't know if it's a recurring theme, but in New York City this past week, in the Bronx in particular, a train was derailed. It wasn't I don't think it was an underground. It wasn't an actual subway.
Was he speeding, the driver?
Supposedly so. There's a stretch of straights and a real crazy turn.
Sounds like the Spain.
At the Hudson River, and it's kind of like a cross section there, Harlem River and Hudson River, where they meet. And there were passengers quoted as saying that basically they felt like the train, even though on time, was traveling very quickly.
Oh yeah.
Right now, there's been 4 deaths and injuries of more than 60 people. So it's just crazy stuff. And I think it was a Sunday afternoon one too. Yeah, and they were talking about basically if this happened like in a daytime commuter. I mean, it would have been 10 times worse. Yeah, it says here something like 150 passengers, but like, man, it's just crazy. Whether you're in a car, or you ever get on a bus or on a subway, just slow the fuck down. It's snowing now, especially where we are. Grab the winter tires, do what's right.
I know, I gotta freaking get my tires, man.
Yeah, and you know what? No money is worth the fucking rush. So, you know what? Do the right thing. Get the hands-free shit. Don't be texting. Don't be talking. Right? Do the right thing because we don't want to lose nobody.
I think we're going to be in for a really brutal winter too.
It feels like it. It's really cold right now.
Yeah.
Right? December 2nd.
So drive safe. Slow down.
Yeah, guys, like, just do the right thing, and we're not a fucking walking billboard for anything here, but
public service announcement.
Yeah, not at all.
From the Nobody's podcast.
Excuse me, but when you get deaths even in California and New York City, right, we deal with bad weather every day. Actually, if you ever YouTube accidents, interestingly enough, a lot of them car accidents, a lot of them come from Russia. I don't know if you know this. And I think
is it the icy roads? Is that what's going on? Because have you seen some of those like icy road car accidents?
Oh, they're
it's
insane.
Fucked up because you got a car driving and then all of a sudden it starts spinning out of nowhere.
Absolutely.
And then you got cars behind it starting to slow down and then they start spinning out. It's like, holy shit,
you see them fishtailing and it freaks me out to watch. I think they keep. You know why they keep the cameras there? I had heard one time that for insurance purpose, it's just so they have the solid evidence.
Well, that doesn't hurt to know what actually happened.
But why is it ironic that like 90% of the videos you see
are Russian?
The other 10% are like cop chases. You know? But yeah,
there's a conspiracy against Russia.
There's mostly those the Russian drivers. Like I remember,
there's a lot of road rage videos with Russia too. Have you seen those?
Well, they videotape everything.
Yeah, these guys are just freaking.
It's just
going nuts and start fighting in the middle of the highway.
Yeah, they had a meteor shower or a giant meteor flash there.
Really?
About a year ago. If you check that out, like all the footage is from Russia.
So they just have a ton of cameras then, maybe.
It's like everybody there puts it in their car. But one of the freakiest ones I've seen is like what you're talking about: icy roads, 4-lane highway, two ongoing, moving forward, and this truck starts to fishtail. It's got the tiniest fucking wheels on it, but
I think I've seen the same video.
He starts fishtailing on his side. Eventually, veers off into the oncoming traffic, and this big rig obliterates it. It disappeared, like it friggin' teleported out of the picture.
Holy shit!
This truck turned into confetti, and it got nailed by a big rig. There's no way the guy survived. That was just the most disgusting and incredible thing I've ever seen.
You ever seen that video where the plane's fucking going up and then just fucking spins, like points to the ground and just hits the ground? Have you seen that?
Airplane?
It's a passenger? No, it's a cargo one. Apparently something wasn't tied off properly.
Oh my God.
When it was going up, like taking off, it slid to the back of the plane. And just the fucking weight just sent it right back down.
And also on a nosedive.
Yeah, and there's a guy that's filming it, because again, the camera, it looks like there's a camera on the guy's dashboard, but there's no sound, and the guy doesn't freak out. So I'm like, what's going on? Yeah. So I don't know if the video didn't have sound, but then I heard
no reaction at all.
Yeah, I heard sound after in the video, so I'm like, but he didn't even react.
Oh my!
Like the guy in the car.
That's crazy.
It was a YouTube video.
Oh my God. Okay, we'll take a look at it. Just while we're talking about that, another thing that came up in the news here. It's fucking morbid. This is a
horrible podcast. Man. You guys were smiling before. You're going to be depressed now.
Okay, well, here it is. If I tell you guys to go chill out right now, grab a pint, go to your local pub, go chill out, nothing's going to happen. Well, bam! Glasgow, Scotland, a fucking helicopter crash and killed.
This all happened this weekend?
Yeah, 9 people died.
Holy shit.
Pulled from the rubble of the Clutha pub. This helicopter went for a nosedive into a pub. They're trying to get the black box to figure that out now.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's just insane.
It's like you... Doesn't matter where you are. The shit will catch you.
Is this the one you're talking about?
I don't know. I have to see it. It's like a...
It's just insane. Pilot error.
No, that's not it.
You're a pilot?
Leads to plane's nosedive. It's not this one.
Or maybe.
It's just insane. We're just we're those sick fucks that go on YouTube. We cry at auditions and we watch crashes.
No, this isn't it.
Oh, that's a simulation, but still.
But basically, that's what it looked like. That? But it was a cargo. It's like a open field. Like you see this plane take off, and then all of a sudden it just fucking
how high in the air did it
flips over almost, and you're like, what the hell? I don't know.
Have you seen the movie?
We'll have to find
Have you seen the movie Crash?
Yeah.
And what did you think of it? Outlandish?
Yeah, it was all right. Isn't that the one where there was the one guy's like
it stars Denzel, yeah.
Denzel. Oh, you're talking about Flight?
Flight, sorry. Why did I say Crash? Sorry.
Crash is with Don Cheadle too, actually.
Yeah, that's right.
Don Cheadle's involved.
Don Cheadle making money off of it.
Fuck. Fucking. Whenever there's a fucking plane, Don Cheadle's there.
Yeah, what did you think of the movie Flight with Denzel?
I liked it. It was a bit far-fetched, but it was pretty good.
And what was the far-fetched part? The actual maneuvering out of it?
The maneuvering out.
Or how he got out of it?
The way he would use cocaine to, straighten up.
Okay, yeah. So he's basically 8-balling. He's the low to the high.
He's 8-balling just to freaking, put his shit together.
Yeah.
I don't know if that ever works. Is that what it is? Cocaine makes...
I don't know. Maybe we should try it and come back on the podcast.
Fuck.
But then we'd be getting into Rob Ford territory.
And then It just so happens that the one door at the end of the movie, spoiler alert over here, is like fucking left open. Yeah. He has access to all the booze. Like, well, who left that thing open?
What did he have? Like 3 bottles of vodka with orange juice, and he dumps 2 of them, and then apparently they found another one, right?
Yeah, it was because of the turbulence, they suspended serving the booze.
Right.
But they found empty little bottles in the garbage.
And it turns out that the stewardess who was banging is also an alcoholic and high on coke too.
Yeah,
and all this
but
stuff.
because she saved that boy, she risked her life to save the boy in that plane crash.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He didn't want to fucking put the blame on her.
Right.
So he didn't want to use her to take her down.
Right.
So he came clean at the end. I mean, it was a good storyline, good acting.
Yeah, it's an interesting movie.
It's just like it says, a little far-fetched.
There's a lot of shit going on there.
It was inspired by a true story, was it, or no?
I don't think so.
The inspired by a true story makes me laugh, because you have to be careful with that. It's either based on a true story or inspired by a true story.
Everything's inspired.
So if it's inspired by a true story, like one thing could have happened in reality, and the rest of the movie's bullshit.
No kidding.
You know?
Yeah, that's true. That's fucking true. Who's that guy who flew the plane into the Hudson River? The captain.
Oh, I don't know. But he should have a fucking movie.
I think they did make a movie.
Did they?
Concerning him, but they always say like those guys are crazy and they're all on something. But no problem. Speaking of being on something, and I'm sorry to keep recycling this. I told you.
Yeah, last time I brought him up, you didn't want to talk about it.
But you know what? It's too good to be missed now. It's okay when you bring it up. It's too good to be missed now. I fucking apologize. I plead for your give me a reconciliation here.
This is the best.
So, the Buffalo Bills have, for the last couple of years, been visiting the Rogers Center, playing some NFL games, both in preseason and a couple of actual regular season games.
Yeah.
So, guess who shows up and makes a bigger hype than the actual game itself? Because frankly, Toronto fans really don't give a fuck to have this team here because it's the Bills, number one.
Yeah.
Rogers Center to watch football is terrible because it's built for baseball, and you can watch baseball like on an eye level. Football, you have to be elevated.
But isn't that where CFL fucking has their games?
They have the Argos games there. I think they do block off the first section.
Oh, okay.
Because otherwise you're going to be looking at the players' backs.
Right. Okay, so I'm gonna, I'm kind of cheating because I'm seeing what you're pulling up.
Yeah, bring it up.
But I'm gonna guess you're talking about Rockford.
Yeah, exactly. Our buddy, who we got to bring on this podcast.
Oh, if we ever get him on,
he is a rock star.
For the wrong reasons.
And it's undeniable, okay?
Did you see fucking Ron Burgundy? Like, Will Ferrell, right?
Yeah.
As Ron Burgundy from The Anchorman?
I think to promote his movie, he's working with TSN right now.
Yeah, so he's been, it's the best because he's going on talk shows in character.
Yeah.
As Ron Burgundy, which is fucking genius. So he says that, like, him and Rob Ford are good friends and shit. Ron Burgundy and fucking Rob Ford are good friends. It's so funny, man.
That's fucking hilarious. Well, Rob Ford did go to the Buffalo Bills game. He stole a dude's seat. This dude tweeted about it, supposedly some musician. And during the game, he tweeted that one of the ushers had told him, dude, I don't know how to tell you this, but Rob Ford's in your seat.
and so what did he do?
They didn't exactly kick him out, but Rob Ford eventually left and he got his seat back. And fan on fan on fan, like when I think they announced that he was there, they went nuts.
Okay.
And people were taking pictures with him like nonstop. So this guy is...
So he's a rock star for the wrong reasons, though.
Yeah, exactly.
But okay, here's a question. Do you think they're laughing with him or at him?
You know what? You got to look at the demographic of people that were taking pictures with him are the young folks.
So they're laughing with him. But the talk shows are laughing at him, and he doesn't get it. He thinks that they're like laughing.
I'm sure he gets it, but he's just
gonna ride it.
Wow, what a I don't give a fuck attitude. Like, this guy's got a. I don't want to go so far as to say sociopath, but he doesn't. I don't think he gives a.
So this musician, strategically or conveniently, it's a musician.
I know, yeah. Like they couldn't just say some dude got his
So this guy's gonna try to get his 15 minutes worth of fame now.
I think he's gonna play it off and somehow throw
he's gonna do a gig now.
His music, he's gonna throw his music in there.
If Rob Ford stole your seat, would you go up to him on your own and be like, "Dude, you're in my seat"?
I think it's only right. Like, why should he have that? He's already had, but people are giving him the fucking the pass card on everything. This, I think you should.
I would. I'd be like, dude, you're in my seat.
This guy has unbelievable fucking powers.
And you know what I would say? I wouldn't even say, like, Mayor Ford. I'd call him Fordsy. I'd be like, Fordsy, you're in my seat.
And it's funny. I love when they take pictures of people in uncompromising positions. Like, they have him mowing down, like, on a chicken wing.
Oh, a chicken wing.
But how else can you eat a chicken wing?
I know.
You can't make
anybody eat a chicken wing. Look
yeah, it doesn't look graceful. But,
they did this picture of him with his mouth open. This guy beside him's got his mouth open too. So does this little kid in the back. What happened? They're all shocked. Something's going on.
It's just insane. But he continues to get the hype week after week after week, and we can't deny it. What? I said let's get off this train, but fuck it. Let's watch it till the wheels come off. What are you going to do?
My prediction is he will be reelected.
A lot of people have said they would re-elect him.
There you go.
His approval rating, I think, is
probably 70% right now.
No, higher than ever.
It's higher than anybody's ever been.
And I think he's done a good job since he's been there. Right? We don't have the stats to show it, but shit.
Everybody that talks about him as far as a politician says he's doing a good job. So I don't know.
So, anyways, we'll bring you the week to week Ford report. Let's go. Built Ford tough.
What's up with Ford?
Maybe we should associate those two together, but fuck, man, it's just crazy shit. So, speaking of the Rogers Center, there's some shit going on with wireless contracts in Canada. You may have heard and seen on TV different advertisements concerning more competition.
Yeah, Verizon, I think, was supposed to come into.
It was Verizon is the name. They obviously don't mention it.
Apparently, they're not. That's not happening anymore, though.
What, bringing them in?
The Verizon thing is not happening anymore. Because I started hearing about all these commercials from the government now saying like more competition's good, lower pricing, blah blah blah. But in the beginning, it was just the big companies that were having these commercials.
I guess as a consolation, what the folks, the big three companies here, are probably conceding to the new rules.
Okay, what are they?
Instead of bringing in the fourth competitor, right? Because there's okay. It says here, cell phone customers will get caps on their excess data and roaming fees and other new rates starting today under the CRTC's new wireless code of conduct. So the code will apply to all new contracts starting Monday, and to all contracts by June 3rd, 2015, allows customers to cancel the contracts at no cost after a minimum of 2 years. So that's the big one.
Okay.
No contracts after 2 years. What else? Also allow individuals to cancel a new contract and return the phone at no cost within 15 days if they're unhappy with the service. So like a cooling off period.
Yeah, it's all right.
Refuse changes to key terms and conditions of the contract, including changes to services and prices for the service. So if they want to change shit in the middle, flip the switch on you. Plain language summary of your services. Get a notification of when you're roaming in a different country, and also the rates for voice services, text messages, and data usage.
I get that anyways because I keep my roaming off. So if I ever try to take get data,
so it's not like really a concession.
Yeah,
is it?
That's like
cap any excess data charges above their plan up to $50 in a month.
That's not bad.
And cap the roaming fees.
$50 still high.
It's still high, but at least we hear horror stories of people like, holy fuck, my data was like $800, and I'm like, how did that happen?
Yeah.
And
so
also,
that's good.
Get your phone unlocked after 90 days if it was discounted in exchange for a fixed-term contract, or immediately if the device was paid for.
I don't even know. Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so I guess they can't do that, lock you in anymore for those reasons. or.
So what up there, it said something about smartphones getting more expensive. See that? New wireless code could hike the smartphone.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Well,
to make up for the difference, right?
My brother, who I'm not going to. Never mind. Unidentified source had mentioned that because of the 2-year trade-off, we're not going to get as favorable plans. So, what does that mean? fucking hide the charges elsewhere
in the phone.
Yeah, so smartphones, instead of getting them free, you're gonna have to pay X amount or this and that, or you're not gonna get quite the coverage or the data usage or unlimited. Maybe they won't offer it so much.
I get my phone when I crank up the dollars incentive anyway, so usually my phones are free, so I don't give a shit.
Oh, that's good.
But it's good to not be locked in anymore, because the iPhone releases a phone every like 2 months, so it's like shit. I gotta wait 3 years to get a new phone.
Well, that was the next thing I wanted to bring up with you is just the upcoming phones, and the iPhone 6 is rumored, as well as a couple of the Android phones.
Already?
Yeah.
I guess that 5 color didn't do well.
Well, they were talking about that. The colored ones are lesser than the 5Ss, and are supposedly older demographic, and like less, folks with less affordability are getting more of the 5Cs than the 5Ss. I think I didn't know there was that much difference in price. Mm-hmm. But anyways, the iPhone 6 is rumored. The biggest thing here supposedly is that it's going to have, you know how the side has that steel plate?
Yeah.
They're going to take the screen all the way so that it's on the side. I'm trying to get a concept.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
They've been talking about that for a long time.
Well, and they're going to use a different material for they're going to use a different material for the
case
for the screen.
There's an image there, but it's still an edge on there.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying, though.
There's pictures on it online. Google iPhone 6 rumors, and you'll see some pictures. It's pretty cool. It's like the side of the phone now looks like basically the top of the of the screen. So it looks glass, pretty much.
I wonder if the new phone will be anything special, because they've been pretty lame on their releases. You know what I mean? Like,
as of late, absolutely. Like there hasn't been, and people are not impressed, and that's why they're trying to pump up.
But it's like they'll do that ad, the Apple ad, and it's like, well, now you just made the phone able to do something that an app already could.
Exactly.
So now it just comes with the phone. I don't have to download the app. But all you're doing is taking away business from the app creator that years ago came up with that concept. You know what I mean?
Yeah, stuff that you could get
like panoramic photos.
Making it.
You could have done that 3 years ago with an app.
Instead of downloading the app, it's already included.
Yeah.
Deal.
But so all you did was just fucking take away income. Like, you stole this guy's app idea. You fucking programmed it into the phone. And now he's not going to make any more money.
It doesn't seem significant enough, does it? And they're finally going to increase the screen size. Here it is. They call it the Gorilla Glass screen currently, to a scratch-resistant sapphire coating, and then that one is
supposed to be chimpanzee,
all the way to the concrete. You can't scratch it.
Oh yeah.
They were talking about a midsummer release, and bigger price tag. That's obvious. Look, when I'm looking at this stuff, like a curved screen, which currently LG and Samsung have.
They just rip off each other.
Yeah, like it used to be Apple would make it and everyone would
follow.
Yeah, or one up them, right?
Yeah.
Now they're not even in the fucking game. Like it's pretty frustrating. Like, here it is. Take a look at it. Apple Inc. rumors.
Oh, that's cool.
If you take a look at it, it's like the screen wraps around.
Yeah, that's cool.
But people are concerned that when you're touching the sides, you're going to activate.
You're going to make phone calls and shit?
Well, it goes back to our. You're going to start sexting and
maybe Aaron's going to make a rise because the iPhone's going to fuck up.
You're going to send some unintentional, indeliberate dick pics.
So Android, right, is making this big rise, but they're still far in the market share. Mm-hmm. But look at the size of the damn Samsung. Like, who wants to carry around that fucking thing in their pocket? Would you?
Some people like it.
It's massive. It's like going back in time again.
Let me put it this way. If Apple made it that big, I would.
I don't know, man. I think a happy medium between.
You'd have no choice. You'd have no choice
between iPhone and the Samsung.
You'd have no choice.
That's somewhere in between there.
You'd have no choice. You would get it for sure. You would.
You know what makes me laugh though? Steve Jobs declared war against Google because they came out with the Android platform, right?
Right.
So since then, there's no more Google Maps on the phone. Mm-hmm. YouTube is not an automatic app now. Yeah. But how are you going to go to war with the biggest search engine in the world? You're just punishing me as the consumer because I want those products on my phone. You're not punishing fucking the two founders of Google. You're punishing me who's paying for the damn product.
I guess he really wanted to stick around long enough to make all those things for himself.
Yeah, but fuck you, Steve Jobs. You can't have a phone that doesn't have a search engine on it. You dummy. Yeah. Like you can't win that war. You know what I mean?
Let's face it, isn't it already enough when you first got into surfing the web on a Mac to switch from like Internet Explorer to Safari? But I'm totally used to it now. But I know.
Well, Internet Explorer is a horrible browser, though.
Okay, well, Firefox,
Firefox is good.
Google Chrome.
I still load Firefox back on.
Oh my god, that's just too much.
Funny.
But we can go Team Apple all day. We can go Team,
Android,
Google Phone, Android. Yeah. We can't Team BlackBerry, which I was reading about now.
What are they doing these days?
Well, fuck, they have a new
Eisenberg.
They have a new CEO, and that guy got fired, and they actually bring in a guy. Remember last time we were talking about they really need to bring in a guy who's done a turnaround.
Steve Jobs.
John Chen says BlackBerry is very much alive. This guy's taking over.
Of course it is, because they're paying your bills right now, buddy.
Exactly. But supposedly he's turned companies around and...
Former Sybase?
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
He's the interim chief executive and executive chair, but apparently he's taking on the workload like it's going to be him. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And they talked a lot about their decline basically since... the touch screen.
Yeah, that's basically what it was. Right. So what are they going to do? They're going to come up with a touch screen? They're like 10 years behind.
Well, they're going to ride the wave of the government contracts and BBM. We can't make this up, guys.
They're going to go after the executive.
Like, I'm telling you, I'm reading this and I'm like, holy fuck. Their shares are down to like $6 a share. And Apple... there's a Google release, news release that they recently hit 500 billion. So an Apple share is about $565.
Right.
BlackBerry is now at $6.
Wow.
So, and they're trying to tap into the emerging markets. So kind of like the third world countries with the emerging middle class. Like India's middle class was set to boom.
Right.
Indonesia, parts of Africa. I think basically Nokia was having a lot of success in those countries too, right?
Oh, okay.
Africa in particular.
Actually, Nokia is really big in Europe.
Yeah, and they're going to try to put the BBM on those as an inclusion right from the get-go.
Okay, that makes sense.
And then try to, I guess, make a comeback from there. So
BBM is going to keep them alive.
Supposedly so.
Jesus,
so you ride the waves of the BBM.
App.
So
they're going the way of the app market.
If
they're going to be able to take panoramic photos.
If I have to add thousands of pins, I'm going to be fucking pissed.
Oh,
so we'll see.
They're going to come up with a BlackBerry with Shazam on it. That's their fucking strategy.
Pre-downloaded. What do you call it?
Apps.
Yeah, that's the feature. Unfucking believable. So,
man,
have you? I want to show you this. These are the guys credited with single-handedly saving Vine.
What? Vine was in trouble?
Or was it? Yeah, no. Or was it Instagram? 1 second. Let me just get it here. Have you ever seen this kid dance? I think it's Vine, actually.
It's probably Vine.
And
why, they were going under?
I have no idea. Little cousin Terrio. Okay, he's this southern boy. I think he's from Atlanta, Georgia, and his cousin takes pictures of him dancing. He's a hip hop dancer, and he's quite heavy, but the boy can ball out. He can dance.
Oh, the kid's huge, man. How much does the kid weigh? So is he getting hits?
This is the signature dance.
Oh, kill him! Oh, kill him! Oh, yeah.
You think he's getting the hits because he's huge or because he can dance?
I think it's both. Some people like the entertainment value.
They need to stop feeding that kid and put him on a treadmill.
But he look at this. Ooh, kill him! Ooh.
They need to put a treadmill under that kid.
This is a compilation of Vine videos
for that kid.
Vines are 7-second videos, right? And you make them humorous. But look at this boy go. Look at him ball out. Look at him. No shame. I love it.
Shit, man. That kid's huge.
He's about 8 or 9 years old.
He weighs 300 pounds.
He might be close to 200 pounds.
Yeah.
I heard a rumor that he's actually a 45-year-old man.
I already can dunk like a motherfucker.
So anyways, he's aspiring to be a rapper. He's already had
Notorious B.I.G. That's what they're gonna.
He looks like a Junior Biggie.
Fuck,
yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. He's hilarious.
Jesus
oh my God!
Christ.
Look at him. He does the MJ too,
no.
and rips.
Oh no! He's taking his shirt off. Oh, he just spun. Oh man!
You gotta love it.
He ripped his shirt off like freaking Hulk Hogan.
Cousin Terrio.
It's so funny that they named it Little Cousin Terrio. Like, who's gonna even look that up?
This guy's caught on like crazy. He's had a segment, documentaries. He's had hung out in California with The Game, rapper The Game.
Oh yeah.
He's had various rappers contact him.
Probably Drake's fucking contact.
Oh, I'm going to drop the Drake song in just a second. But a whole host of NBA and NFL players have been doing his dance, Cousin Terrio dance, the Ooh Kill 'em dance, after touchdowns and dunks and stuff. So
God.
It's really caught on. And I love
kids gotta start freaking selling t-shirts.
I love trending things from YouTube. So we're gonna throw out some Ooh Kill 'em at you, and I want to just throw out. I just want to throw the Drake song here for a second.
Why?
I just want to pay homage to Toronto's own Aubrey Drake.
He's got such a nasally voice, that motherfucker. Drizzy Drake. Oh, I can't listen to this. Can't support this behavior. Oh my God. Run DMC. What's his name? BMX or whatever?
DMX, yeah.
DMX? He doesn't like him, eh?
They're beefing?
Yeah, well, he says he's got a nasally voice. Which he does.
Well, yeah, I don't know. He's caught on, and Canada's very own, so...
Aubrey.
Don't
fucking Degrassi Junior High.
Don't hate the baller, hate the game.
Yeah.
Versace.
I don't know who I hate more, him or his fans. Give him the power to keep going.
Oh, man. If it's not Lana Del Rey, it's not getting any play.
She's coming out with a freaking short film, eh?
It
looks like the best
she hasn't already done a short film?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
She's got something with strippers, man.
Because she is a ripper.
Her movie is like about strippers or something and like bikers.
Yeah, exactly what she
knows.
And
it looks like the worst movie ever, but I'm going to watch it because it's got her in it. It's going to be amazing.
And Nelson needs the sex appeal factor.
It's going to be the greatest half hour I ever spent.
Okay, I want to, I guess this one last thing I saw, pretty disturbing. There was a kid from the University of Guelph. If you guys look up some crazy shit on that website, 4chan, have you ever heard of it, Nelson?
No.
It's like one of those, what do they call it, soundboards? Not a soundboard, but it's a post site, like image-based bulletin board. Anyone can post comments and share images.
So user-generated.
Something like that, and you can see I think it's based out of Japan, and you can see some pretty disturbing shit here.
So did this happen in University of Guelph, you're saying?
This guy supposedly has been a member of 4chan postings for a number of years, and he was going to pay homage to the other 4chan contributors by committing suicide online.
How does that pay homage to anybody?
No fucking idea.
What's wrong with this person? And he's from the University of Guelph?
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck?
Well, that's what it says in the article, yeah.
So, did he fail? We talking about a suicide fail here?
He tried to burn himself.
Fuck.
It's fucking crazy. And there's like... here, Ontario University working to remove disturbing video.
How'd you hear about this?
I saw Google News here, and working to remove disturbing video after student sets fire in apparent online suicide attempt.
Jeez.
And see, he look at him, he charred his legs. Yeah. Live streamed an apparent suicide attempt Saturday evening while 200 people watched and encouraged him. And the site is
my
4chan.
God.
Yeah, the 20-year-old man was taken to hospital with serious injuries. And
So he was streaming this?
yeah. University of Guelph is working to remove the video disturbing incident.
Sounds like a fucked up horror movie.
Yeah. Aware disturbing social media activity circulating, and he's 20 years old. Yeah. Here it is. Tonight I'll be ending my own life. I'll be spending the last hour making preps, and I'm ready to go through it. As a longtime member who's been on 4chan since 2004, I thought it would finally give back to the community in the best way possible. I'm willing to be a hero and commit suicide on cam for you. All that I request is that you link me to a site where I'm able to stream it for you. And gladly fulfill my promise.
So does 4chan stream as well, or are they just images?
It's a whole bunch.
It's just everything?
Fuck with it. You'll see. It's pretty crazy.
Now it's going to get tons of traffic. It's going to.
Well,
the
I
servers
think
are
you're
going to
already
crash.
just getting it. Like, I mean, there's
Jesus
you can get
Christ.
memes, infographics.
I think I've heard of that website.
videos.
I've never been on
like,
it.
Yeah, like I think there's
How do you give back to community by committing suicide? What kind of
clearly
twisted
a guy
mind is this
like
fucking guy?
We talked about suicides, right? And
No, we're talking about suicide fails.
Why is this like suicide fail of the week?
This guy.
Stephen from the University of Guelph.
What is wrong with you, man?
I don't know. It's a serious cry for help, right? Obviously.
But to say
and
I'm going to give back to the 4chan community by
And to
killing myself?
broadcast it.
What does that even mean?
I don't know. So don't get too into your social media, and
Oh my God.
and if you're at a workplace where the hierarchy is getting social media, don't get too upset because you never. If they give you 4chan, you're fucked.
Here, check this out.
Yeah,
Watch this.
you can just watch shit like that.
Oh
all
man,
day.
that's
There was one video of this girl with a bucket of puppies.
what?
She threw the puppies in a river
You saw
to
this one?
drown. It was on 4chan.
Just sounds like the worst website ever.
This is where the shit starts out, and people pull it from there, and then, yeah, man, it's
Sounds
kind
like
of
the
like this
worst website ever.
unregulated, like,
So is it
Crazy
like
shit.
is it crazy shit this website is supposed to be?
yeah,
Is that the
and I
main-
think if it's not this one, they even have like narcotic. There was this narco dealer, Mexican drug dealer, who killed his girlfriend on. It's like one of those snuff films, like where they. Just insane
For
shit.
those of you who can't hear me, I'm shaking my head. Like, no wonder he wants to commit suicide and get back to the community.
Yeah, look at
because
the
it's a
stuff
video of bullshit.
That's the stuff that he's in. You know, he's
It's a
watching.
website of retards fucking watching other retards.
Yeah, so be careful what you consume out there, guys.
Holy shit.
Not to
I
say,
need to get back to the community with a fucked up video.
don't stop listening to us, of course.
We're trying to be the reason here.
We're trying to make you laugh. not make you
Which
do
by the way, I
crazy
gotta.
shit.
Okay, so did you start the T25 or no?
Oh, yeah. I want to let you guys know. Yeah, sorry. We're going to do a quick review. I did the first. I've done in the past home workouts. Rush Fit, the George St. Pierre workout. Awesome workout. Good introductory into martial arts self-defense, but an MMA style workout.
Yeah.
You don't even have to wear shoes. You don't need equipment. You
Yeah.
know, it's super easy. Just get up. If you're thinking about making a move, you don't want to join a gym, it's a great thing. You do it in the comfort of your own home. Just get up and get going. That's my first recommendation. Just get started and do something that you really enjoy. So the Rush Fit workouts I love doing.
I found them a little easy.
They are easy, right? I mean, but it's all about progression. You can do them as hard as you want.
You can modify
right?
them to be
Yeah, if you want, you can
Just
do
crank the weight up on the dumbbells. I guess.
yeah, crank the weight up, do them fast as fuck. It's up to
Yeah,
you.
that's
but
true.
Let's try to hit.
Did you have trouble with his voice though? Like the shit he said was the same thing over and over again. Like I love GSP, but he kept saying like, "Oh, it's getting harder now." There's I forget what line he said it like over and over again.
Right.
And it's like, fuck, buddy, you said that already.
Well, he's there to encourage you. Be
Yeah,
your
but he
coach.
used the same line every time, and now I can't even remember the line.
Well, at the time, maybe he had some limited English. You
So
know, he
this-
didn't speak English for a while. Right?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, home workouts are pretty awesome because it's like you got a personal trainer in your living room, and you don't have to worry about.
yeah, they're low cost. You
Sharing
know,
equipment
they're in the
anybody.
comfort of your home. I know ladies in particular. I used to work in fitness clubs. Ladies in particular don't want to work out sometimes with men. And
because
and
I'm like gawking
so.
at them. That's why.
Well, there you go. Because guys like Nelson are gonna eyeball the shit out of you.
I'm like pressing, but I'm like lifting my hand. I got the worst form because I got to see the chick.
If you want to get a date, go work out at the gym with dudes. There you go. But don't expect to get a good workout.
Yeah, exactly. So
the rush fit was tremendous.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that. P90X, which we'll go back to because I think you've done that one, right?
Yeah.
I did the Sean T's workout, not the hip hop abs one, but Insanity. Tremendous workout. Those are good ones too.
So
now I'm doing the T25,
and it's good.
The concept is 25 minutes straight, no rest.
Yeah.
You can modify the exercises, but I don't want to go so far as call it a what do you call that? The style of workout now with the weightlifting and cardio classes. What do you call
Boot
that?
camp or CrossFit?
CrossFit. I don't want to go so far as to call it CrossFit. It is kind of like a class, very cardio based, very own body weight based. So you don't need equipment, and you can modify.
Is it good though?
I think it's pretty good. For me, my weakness is cardio.
So
I can bench press trucks. I can lift the house. Okay, but that's not my goal now. As I get older, I don't want to destroy my body and keep weight on it. Right? I really have to work on my cardio, and this is a way of.
Dude, if you did like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, man, it's insane cardio.
I don't
insane.
I've been meaning to get involved in a martial art.
I would almost say absolutely. That BJJ is better cardio than kickboxing. I would almost go that far because you're wrestling a fucking motherfucker who weighs just as much as you off of you.
Absolutely,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do that for 3 minutes straight,
and they say wrestling is one of the hardest, sports.
So here's my beef with those videos. Okay, they're all kind of douchey. Those fucking guys. I know in the infomercials they are. Like, who's always smiling and bobbing his head.
Tony Horton?
So Tony Horton, I have his P90X, okay?
Okay.
And I used it a couple times. But
it's really long.
I couldn't.
The workouts are long, man.
I couldn't keep going. Do you know why? Because Tony Horton's a douche. And this is why he's a douche, okay? There's a scene where I can't believe they didn't edit this out. First of all, he talks like a moron the whole time, so you got to put up with him. He's like, you got to watch it on mute. Probably is a better way to do it. But they're doing chin-ups, and he does 13 chin-ups.
Right.
And he's like, "How much did you do?" And they're talking about how many chin-ups they did.
Right.
And he asked the last guy, and the last guy's like, "I did 16." He's like, "Oh, you did 16?" So he goes back. And he does a couple more. And he's like, "Oh, I'm the teacher. I got to do the most chin-ups or whatever." And I'm like, dude, that should have been edited out. Like, here I am trying to work out, and this jackass is comparing chin-ups.
Oh my God!
I never watched it again. That was the last time.
Hilarious. That's it.
Tony Horton's cut off.
You know what? I gotta tell you, you were looking for a reason to stop that program. You didn't like it. You want to go wrestle with guys? Go have fun. There's jiu-jitsu in Rush Fit. I'll tell you that.
This coming from a man who talks to his cat and expects the cat to reply.
Man, I knew that's my buddy.
I told you I was going to call out on you. I'm trying to call you out on that one.
He had that one in his back pocket.
I've been waiting 8 weeks to talk with him.
Oh, that's
this
hilarious.
This man will talk to his cat like he's talking to a person. Like, hey, what's the cat's name?
Winston. He knows. You know his name. He fucked it on purpose.
It's like, hey, Mason, you gonna come up to the room to the podcast? You gonna get some eat?
We're gonna bring Mason on the podcast.
And I'm like, this man is actually waiting for this cat to reply. This cat doesn't understand a word. Like, you treat that thing like it's your baby.
That's funny. Joey Diaz, tremendous comic, one of my favorites. And all his following will know from the Church of What's Happening Now, that motherfucker loves his cats. I love my cat. And pet owners, you can understand. So
you know what I'm waiting for? Like, I'm waiting to leave the house and then, like, overhear the cat say, "That motherfucker thinks I can't talk."
He's like Garfield.
That's what I'm waiting to hear. I'm waiting to hear that cat from the window.
He's an
talking
enemy.
to Neil, saying, "Yeah, fuck, Nelson doesn't know. He doesn't know."
But we're gonna follow up. I'm gonna let you know how T25 goes. 25-minute workouts, 5 days a week, focusing on cardio, full body, speed, fast twitch muscles, that kind of thing.
That's cool.
But gives you a nice, long, lean look.
Yeah, you're already a tank, anyways. You need to fucking.
Well, then I want to get down. Yeah,
I wonder.
Like, I can't bench press chucks all the time.
This fucking fucking guy's gonna like be the next Mr. Olympian just because he's at T25.
I've never had problems gaining weight or getting stronger in the gym. Okay, but everybody it seems to me when it comes to their fitness goal, you generally want the opposite of what
Isn't that weird? Because
right?
I find that's what people want. Like you're saying, like you want the cardio, but the other stuff comes naturally.
Yeah.
It's like it's just funny how people have different body types, and some just have strengths that what they don't want to achieve. It's
exactly.
like, what the fuck?
And you're never going to be fully happy with your physique, and you're always going to want more, which is natural. But just don't take it to an unhealthy level. There are people that exercise so much that they get unhealthy too. Yeah. Remember what you're chasing.
Push everything.
Yeah, keep it in perspective. Be happy. Enjoy the results. And just get out there and do what you like to do.
Just eat steak.
Yeah, don't get crazy. Don't get crazy about numbers. Don't let people tell you that you have to accomplish such and such or do it in a certain way. Okay, just start by getting momentum. Get up off the couch.
Talk to your cat.
That's it. Get your cat. Have people to support you. If it's your cat, your spouse, your buddy, get a partner, right? And get out there because you know what? January 1st is coming. We're going to have resolutions.
I know, and then everyone's going to join the gym and it's going to be bullshit.
Exactly. We want to keep you pumped up all the time, right? Like I said, this show is here to inspire you guys because we're fucking doing something that we love. We want you to do something you love. And, man, just get on it and just get started. That's
Shanti is going to owe you royalties, man.
Create the habit, man. Create the habit.
Gonna owe you
it can be Shanti or Tony Horton or George St. Pierre, whatever. Look up YouTube. There's tons of. You're getting into yoga now. Do you ever look up YouTube videos on yoga?
I don't because the girl that I'm in a support group. So here I am talking shit about you with your cat, and I'm in a fucking support group. But you know what? These people are freaking awesome.
Sure.
One thing I've noticed about people who do yoga, they're like the most kindest, giving fucking people on earth, man. Mm-hmm. They're like this community that you just want to like spend more time with.
It's a whole paradigm.
Fantastic.
It's an attitude, right?
So yeah, I've been slowly.
You can't go wrong with it.
I don't have a regular routine yet. I'm just trying to work it in to kind of get a mix of like weight training, kickboxing, and throwing in yoga in there. But I'm by no means anywhere near my goal.
And the fact is, we're always going to have to work on it.
Yeah.
No matter what your fitness level, right?
But it's not easy. It's not relaxing. Like the whole perception with yoga is that it's a fucking relax,
right?
Meditation. No, there's nothing about that. That downward dog position is fucking hard, man. You're trying to hold up your shoulders and your chest and it's like the most fucked up push-up ever. And you have to hold that position. And then you got to go down into chaturanga or whatever that position's called. It's like, what the fuck?
Nelson is introducing the yoga lingo, which I love
listening to them because I have no idea what they're saying. So I got to look around and see what the chaturanga is.
But you get something out of it. It makes you happy.
It's fantastic,
right? And do you you don't have to force yourself, guys, to do things that you're not going to be accustomed to or expected to do right away.
You know what? Take yourself out of the comfort zone because that's when shit happens. That's when you get your results.
But don't kill yourself either.
No. Don't kill yourself for 4chan community.
Actually, I should bring that up because today I was a little, and anybody starting out in something new gets a little overzealous. You see people going hard, you want to keep up with them, and I had actually topped out at 21 minutes. I took a breather and then I got back in, but I was starting to feel sick. So make sure you do the right thing. Hydrate. Have a meal before. Yeah, exactly. Have a snack before.
Modify it right until you're at that point.
Exactly.
That's the other thing. People push themselves too much and they get discouraged. Then they do nothing. But something's better than nothing.
Exactly. Don't have someone take you through the ringer, make you fucking sore, and then you're like, I don't want to go back again, right? Because getting discouraged is too easy. So.
The one thing I've realized or discovered maybe this year, I think. Now you go to the gym and you're fucking sore like a bastard and you can't even lift your arms.
I used to get that, yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Rockstar over here.
Hey, I worked out when football was a very serious thing for me. I started working out when I was 16. I worked out all the way till I was, 16 years later. And, I worked really hard at it. And
that's cool.
Not for guys that matters to them. It doesn't matter to me now.
I was the guy who couldn't bench the pull the bar, the whole thing. And then fucking got discouraged and didn't touch weights for like 10 years.
Well, and I can tell you from a guy that I could bench close to 400 pounds.
Holy shit!
And
Are you kidding me?
And I would be able to squat 400 pounds.
That's nuts, man.
But is that good for you? You know what I mean? Like,
well, it fucks up your joints.
Who was
right?
I doing it for? In my mind, I made it important to myself to do, but it was not benefiting anything in my life.
How did you get to that level? Just powerlifting?
Years and years. No, it takes technique.
Yeah.
It takes doing it for a long time, and it takes baby steps. You have to realize you don't go from 200 to 300 and 300 to 400.
Yeah.
Like
5 pounds at a
there's
time,
a whole
right?
psychology around the whole thing. I trained my body to lift lesser weight more times until I could, trick it into lifting heavier and heavier and heavier.
Okay.
And I had a great trainer, and but that's the extent I wanted to take it to.
Nice.
Now I just want to have the appeal to everybody, just have an active lifestyle. And
that's really
the bottom line is do the best with what you got.
Yeah,
that's it, right? Like, don't you can aspire to have this, a goddess's body, a body of a god, but like, it's what's important to you, and you have to have balance, right? Like people that get way too into that end up getting mentally unhealthy because they never reach what they're going for.
Yeah, and then they're depressed.
And then they physically, like, the effects of any supplementation that you do, any diet that you do, any workout, it can't be sustained at a high level forever.
Yeah.
Because you're going to come back to reality and you're going to be more upset than you were going into it. I think that's the reality when you don't temper your expectations. So just get started and keep it going, and that's all I gotta say. Right? Like,
speech.
Yeah, I was never gonna lift 400. I was never gonna bench press 400 pounds for my whole life, right? And I'm just glad I caught it before I broke something permanently on my body. And I'm not in no way saying that I'm like an NFL player with concussion issues and I'm limping all over the place. But God, some days I wake up and I feel like it. So.
Oh, really? See?
Right? And I want to have this body for a long time. I kind of like what you're doing. I'd love to get into martial art, and I'll let you talk me into it some more because I definitely want to get into it.
Yeah, it's good shit because you sweat like a bastard, but at the same time, your confidence goes up because if some jackass starts with you in a bar or something, you're not going to be worried about what he's going to do.
Yeah,
that's and I'm not a guy that goes out looking for fights.
You're not, no.
And I'm a guy
I'll be the first to say Nelson would never do that.
Yeah, and I'll avoid fights even if I think that I could take the guy. I'll still, do my best to avoid it. But it just makes a difference when you are in that situation. Like I used to get my heart used to be like a bastard with the threat of like, oh shit, might go down.
Something's gonna happen.
Now it's like the heartbeat doesn't even change, which is awesome. You know.
Well,
and it's just about that.
How much can you know about yourself if you didn't never really experience that?
It's just about confidence, and by no means am I. I go like once a week. In a good month, I'll go 4 times, because of busy schedule and everything else. But it's definitely something I wish I could do more of.
Definitely.
But it does make a difference. Even after like 3 times of training, you're gonna feel the confidence because there's already. You do the same thing over and over again, and it gets tedious, but you learn from repetition.
Right.
So you get into that point where, like, did I tell you about the incident I had Halloween night? Did I ever tell you that? Some jackass tried to start with me.
No.
And I
this last Halloween?
No, years ago. And I basically, he was with his kids, so I didn't want to do anything because poor kids the guy was like drunk. So his reflexes would have been way off anyways. But I basically did enough just to get him away from me. I like lightly kneed him in the chest, right?
Oh my gosh.
But the whole time I'm thinking, God, if I could do that night again, I would just freaking like...
Why did this happen?
He's just a shit disturber in the city, and I knew exactly who he was, too. Well, I didn't know who he was, but I knew he was a relative of this specific family.
So he was taking the kids out for
Halloween. I was
got into it with you?
Yeah, I was making a right turn from the street that I was on, and he was coming up the street I was turning right onto.
Yeah.
But he was behind the car, so like I was at the intersection first, and he starts beaking off that I'm going to hit his kids.
So you got out of the car and kneed him in the chest.
Well, I parked, and he was in the direction where I was going, and he was like beaking off still on the side of the street. So I'm like, I'm not gonna.
Okay.
I can either do a couple of things. I can freaking avoid the guy, or I could do the alpha thing. Yeah. Like, okay, you want to go? Let's do this, right?
So you whooped him in front of his kids.
No, I didn't.
So you told me you need him in the chest.
Okay, so what happened was he was talking shit. He got up in my face, so I pushed him off. I did the whole pretend like you want to fight but don't because you push, because nobody who wants to fight pushes.
Right.
The minute somebody pushes you, they're not wanting to fight.
Okay.
So
right. I wouldn't have known that.
But if you're watching a bar fight and they're pushing each other, those two guys don't want to be in that bar fight.
Right.
They might as well walk away from each other.
Okay.
Which they should do anyways. So he got up in my face. I pushed him off. He came back at me and he swung. Mm-hmm. So I dodged the punch and I kneed him, but lightly, just enough for him to know like. I hit you, but I hit you softly, right?
Yeah.
And then I shoved them away again. But my point of that whole long fucking winded story was, in that situation, I already had planned in my head 3 steps of what I was doing.
Right.
Like, if he swings with the right, this is the 3 things I'm going to do. If he swings with the left, this is what I'm going to do type of thing, right?
And if you're scared to death, you're just thinking about, I got to get a hit in, and you never really consider getting hit yourself. Yeah.
So it's just about having the confidence to, like, I can survive this. Mm-hmm. I can get away if I need to, but if I have to defend myself, I've got a strategy to do that. Mm-hmm. Before the training, I would have never thought, like, left jab, or cross, left jab, kick, like roundhouse kick or something, right? You know what I mean?
Right.
But now you, like, after the drilling, the muscle memory kicks in and you have the
instinct.
You have the combos in place of what you're going to throw, right?
Well, that's all part of it.
Doesn't mean it's going to happen that way, but at least mentally you're planning that way.
Right,
that's it. But yeah, I'm not a kickboxing champ or anything.
No. But you know what? You have that to your credit, and you put the time in. And what I like about martial arts, and this is why I consider getting in, because it has a set scale of things for you to achieve.
Yeah.
Right? Like when you go into something with kind of a wishy-washy reasons to do it and nothing to shoot for, right? Like,
well, kickboxing generally doesn't. If you have like a belt system or a short, the kickboxing is shorts, but that's a North American thing. Like in Thai, there is no shorts. It's you get your fucking respect by fighting in the ring, you know.
Right.
But it's like you said though. At least it's a way for you to measure your development.
Absolutely. You know? Like I was doing some running before it got super cold there, and before I hurt myself as well, we were scheduled to run another like a 5K.
Oh yeah.
Run, right? And it, when you don't have, I remember training very early and not having the 5K on my mind, and it was just easier for me to miss or say I didn't want to go that day or dog my workout. But when I had the goal of the beat my time from a previous race in mind, and I had a set date, right, it just amplifies what
that's a good idea.
Right?
I should start doing that with my weight training because I'm all over the map with that. So I should have like a weight kind of target in mind that when I reach this, I know, like, you know what I mean?
Sure.
Something to shoot for, like.
At least, yeah, exactly. Because without it, I think, it's just too casual. So that's why I wanted to get into martial arts, because I know it's starting later in life, but it's not like we're old.
No, and it's not like we're going to train for some fight. So
exactly.
You're not competing.
Exactly. So, those are the 2 things I had in mind: the what if factor, if I ever got into a confrontation, and I wanted to learn something about myself that I don't know, because I don't get into conflict. I get a lot of verbal conflicts and negotiations, but I bet if I had the physical confidence that if I had to take this dude and know exactly what I had to do. Like,
are you talking about Trevor or whatever?
There's just this calmness, right? Isn't there this calm?
It is, though,
right? That these. It's almost like nervy to see a guy so calm in the heat of a battle. And you're like, oh shit, this guy.
Well, a buddy of mine, he trains as well, probably like way more than I do. Mm-hmm. And he was telling me about he was walking down Toronto, and some guy out of nowhere just fucking started with him, right? Mm-hmm. So my buddy immediately went into fight stance,
right?
And the guy
freaked out.
The guy left because the way I'm thinking is, how often do you see a guy go into fight stance in a fucking street?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Telling right
so
there.
The guy was probably like, oh shit, this guy trains. You know what I mean? I'm not going to fuck with this guy.
That's right. So the preparation's everything. You just show it, man. The presentation's there.
Yeah, you just bluff it.
You actually had some
just fucking bluff it.
Well, that's the one thing, but I think as a fitness goal, just to keep it on track, if I had a belt color or a system to work for, I think that would,
well, if cardio is your thing, you're not going to get better cardio than kickboxing or jiu-jitsu for sure. Like, I used to sweat, like, just drenched. Where
I don't doubt it.
Can't even take your shirt off because it's stuck to you, right, from jiu-jitsu. Yeah. So
right on. Yeah. All right. Well, you know what? Maybe we'll make it a segment where we go and then bring the camera and film it, and then we'll do the recap.
Fans will be like, "What the fuck are these guys talking about? It's not even like they're stars. They can't even go a one round."
Right on. Okay, cool. So I think we're going to wrap it down here. It's been a couple days since we saw you. We're glad to catch up. A lot of shit we talked about today, and we look forward to the next one. So keep tuning in, guys. Episode 9, and we're going to round it out with a song that Nelson brought up not long ago. But anyways, you want to throw something at him before we go?
Just keep listening in, boys and girls. We love you. Is this Drake again?
No, it's not Drake. I'm going to throw in your...
Oh, yeah.
Right on.
Okay, so did I talk about this already with this?
You brought it up, and I told you who gives a fuck. So.
You asshole. And now you're bringing it up?
That's what I do. I save it for later.
So when we finally get listeners, people, we want you to email us and tell us if you think this song is racist.
Okay.
Because to the hip-hop culture, which I didn't know you could be racist to music genre, but the funny thing with this girl is her second single that came out. I love this song, by the way, but the second single that came out, she's talking about they keep telling us to wave our hands in the air and act like we care or whatever.
Yeah.
So she's totally attacking the hip-hop culture.
You can't escape it, man.
It's the second song, and she's going after
escape it. And arguably, it's talking about that still made you famous. So,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, you might not be in agreement with it.
That's funny.
Check out the lyrics. Turn it up on your YouTube. This is Royals by Lord.
Yeah, she's only 16.
No kidding. She's that young?
Yeah.
I saw the video the other day with the missus, and very simple, and it's actually...
It's her and her friends.
Yeah, and it's the two dudes fighting in the motel room, it's the simplest thing. So you can tell what they were going for. It was pretty neat.
That's funny.
But right on, and we got the accent in there too, so to boot.
Yeah.
Right on. So what's our email?
It's Nelson@thenobodies.com. Or Neil@thenobodies.com.
Right on. Hit us up with an email.
Oh, and we should specify no is spelled KNOW.
That's right. Not N-O. KNOW. BUDDIES.com. Get in touch with us. Send us your stories. Send us your questions. We'd love to read your stuff on air. And tune in and keep listening. We love you guys.
Ciao.
See you next time.